This is the Male Review on Yale Radiocast.com.
Welcome back to another stunning Saturday morning with the Male Review. Ladies and gentlemen, the flagship show on Yale Radiocast.com. What is happening? What's good? Happy Saturday, everybody. On this, what is this, the 29th day of January? It feels like it's been a year.
It's the 29th.
It feels like it's been a year.
It's January the 87th.
January 87th, ladies and gentlemen. It's been the longest damn month I have seen in a while. Your boy is in the building, Mark L. And my man, good morning, sir. How are you this week? Ladies and gentlemen. He is taking off the headphones. Take off the blazer, loosen up the tie, step inside the booth.
Petty man is alive.
The petty man
I'm
is
feeling
alive.
Dude, you see what's going on? Like, you see what's going on?
I see.
Now, I want everybody to understand something, right? What's
that, man? What's that?
Okay, so everybody knows what I have coming up, right? The wedding of the decade, right?
Yeah, I know.
And the crazy thing
I heard
is,
you might even make it.
I might be there.
You might be there.
I might be able to attend.
Well, look.
Depending on what, some things might be more important.
This is correct. And you let Mark run
depending
the
on
party.
It's Saturday. But this shit ain't happened until all this planning, all of that shit happened. Look,
the gray hair didn't come in until you said I do. Well, having been a man myself that has attended such ceremonies, I need you to understand that the salt just keeps on coming, my brother.
Okay, so TR said that's dandruff.
Sir, that is not dandruff at all. But if you notice, look at all the white hairs I have as well.
Tyrone has dandruff on his chest.
He's got dandruff on his
chest. Yes. That's the driest chest nigga I know.
You need to come out with a shampoo called Head, Shoulders, and Chest, TR. You need to go ahead and get that. You got to wash that dandruff out, brother. You got to wash it out. You got to get it out of there. But I hear you, man. So planning is going well, though.
I mean, look, man. Shout out to Trey on the stream.
Shout out.
I have.
Yes, he did.
I mean, I guess it's going well. I'm gonna be there.
You gonna be there? You sure?
I've been trying to be there.
Okay, you're gonna try to be there.
As far as planning,
Listen.
you have to call the people that have something to do with the planning.
Well, here's what I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna be there.
Here's a hint for
my
you.
obligation is.
We're gonna do every week. We're gonna do until the wedding day. We're gonna do Mark L's wedding tips. Because of course I know all about it, having been married before. Mark L's wedding tip number one.
Mark L's wedding tip.
Stop eating now, because when you have to start tasting all them cakes, boy, you gonna bust out that cummerbund or that vest. Wait. Phoenix says, why you lying? Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to witness the first fight of the wedding of the decade, the century, the fucking millennium. The first fight is going to happen live on stream.
I ain't lying. Women can't, they not good with accountability.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Well, I tell y'all
believe it. I do not believe that is
I do not believe it only just started getting gray. Listen, I don't remember seeing a single gray hair on his head.
Thank you.
I don't remember.
Thank you. Trey, 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 you can go back to the streams. You ain't never seen gray. You ain't never seen gray.
He doesn't usually grow it out. Never mind. I understand him 100%. Anyway, y'all, welcome again to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We are here in the building. We are shouting out also to. Wait a minute. He's had that damn gray hair.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing.
She was thinking about a different area.
A different.
Yeah, she was thinking about a different head.
Rob Thailand.
RTV.
How many cakes have you tasted, Mark? That's going to be talked about on Mark L After Dark, sir. We're not going to discuss my cakes tasting. You mean wedding cakes? Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, sorry. I got lost in the sauce there. Look, I'm telling you, you got to stop eating before you start tasting the wedding cakes. Because when you get closer to the date,
I'm not doing all that.
You just take the fork full.
I'm not doing none of that shit, man.
You got to taste the cakes.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Look, man, what?
No, I don't.
What? Okay.
No, I don't.
What are you having? Shots for your wedding?
Yes.
It's gonna be a shot cake.
Yes, that's the cake.
Everybody come up and get a shot.
Yes.
That's what y'all doing?
Yes.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I will be doing the colored commentary at this wedding. It is gonna be. It's gonna be a stone cold groove, baby. I am going to a stone cold groove, baby.
This whole 70,
stone cold groove, baby. This wedding,
cold showed
it's gonna be showed up. I might come in there dressed like Ric Flair. Watch out. Anyway, y'all, thank you again. I'm going to say it one more time for joining. Thank you for joining us today. Today is as you know, one thing that's going on in the world at this moment. It's like Mother Nature is trying to kill us with this weather changing. I remember on Christmas, it was almost 75 degrees, and today they're talking about a bomb cyclone that's going to take out, like, the eastern seaboard. I heard New Jersey was going to break off.
A bomb cyclone. That sounds like a drink.
It does. It does. It sounds like a drink or some sort of drug that I would like to
What's going on, Faith? Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yes, Adela Faye Spencer says, congratulations, bro. That is correct.
Yeah. But back to this drink, this bomb cyclone.
I'm just saying.
Where would they sell those?
Listen, apparently it goes through the Northeast. It's all through the Northeast. It ain't made it South, but I'm telling you what, we caught like a hint of it, because like this morning when I woke up, it was like 16 degrees.
Stop it. Stop it, Chicago native.
Listen, so okay, this is where people always make this mistake. Yes, I grew up. I was born and raised in Chicago. Yes, I lived there 18 years. Yes, it was freezing. Yes, negative 20, negative 50 conditions. But this is why I moved South Florida, people, to get away from that.
But the thing
my skin is different now.
This is
my skin is different, sir.
No, what I'm saying is,
I got a long john.
Don't act like you know that's harsh conditions.
That is harsh. That is harsh.
Okay, for somebody from Georgia,
and
or
somebody from Florida.
For somebody from Florida, that's very harsh.
That is.
But not when you actually from the harsh.
That's why I left it. Because I knew it was harsh.
So you the nigga that got money and left the hood and forgot that you from the hood.
Hey,
bougie finger.
Old warm nigga. Old, I don't want to live nowhere my face hurt nigga. That's the nigga I am.
Old tropical climate face ass.
Climate face nigga. Want to live by the equator face nigga. That's who I am. I left the cold. But, so we got the bomb cyclone. Everybody that's listening on the West Coast, please bundle up. Y'all already brought all the bread, the milk, the toilet paper. Why do y'all need so much toilet paper?
Man, that's because the media don't get me started on the news,
okay.
Man. I mean, but you know, all these newly bought fake asses, they might need. You
got the wipes up. Look, listen, we just talking today, y'all.
No. We we have actually, ladies and gentlemen, we have a litany of things to discuss. So,
what did we say we was gonna call that?
Viewer's choice.
It is a viewer's choice Saturday.
Shout out to last week's interview with Miss Monteria Robinson. That was an outstanding interview.
Absolutely. Y'all need to check that out if y'all didn't hear it, man. That is a story that we hope to definitely help her carry across the finish line.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
So the links are up on all social media platforms. Just search for Yale Radiocast. It is on RTV as well. It is on all of our platforms. I really want everybody to take a look at the story of Jamarion Robinson.
Yes.
And 76 bullet holes to his body, right? And, you know, we was given the privilege and honor to do an interview with Miss Monteria Robinson, right? Yeah. And I appreciate her for that. We are definitely here for her and her family. I've been sharing the links, the Cash App links and everything to her page and everything. But prior to that, we had in our mail review group chat, we see topics and we share them in the group chat for us to go down and possibly find something, a hard-hitting topic that we may discuss, right?
Yep.
Okay,
it's
but
a creative process.
Yeah, you know, so we see, like, you know, the reaction from that we may get from within our group chat, or maybe we'll share a conversation on our pages. So just know a lot of this little petty stuff that y'all see is a lot of times just to see what the reaction is from the public.
Correct.
Just to say, oh, we're going to talk about this, okay? But prior to then, it's just we had a long list of things that we kind of like want to just hit y'all with. And also, if you do have something that you want to discuss as well, call us 678-813-1113. Give us a topic. What do you think about what's going on in the minds of men?
I'm saying, do you want to hear what we got to say or no?
Oh no, I think
I got a question. I got a question. So, because we talk about everything, we just kind of chat about stuff. People, are we still watching football? The reason I'm asking is
My
because
teams are out.
Listen, I know your team's out, but we still so in tradition. There's that word again. In tradition.
Ooh. That's gonna be a part of the topic too.
In tradition, we watch football on Sunday. That's a Sunday thing for us. Sometimes it's a Monday. They done change it to a Thursday, and when the playoffs time is Saturday. So it's just a lot of days that football comes on now, right? Mm-hmm. You get 3 games a night. It used to just be one good game, whatever. But I remember we fell out with the NFL. Are we back? Are we back?
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Are we back cool with them or not?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I'm glad you started there because I've been waiting to get this off my chest a little bit.
Okay.
I think we might have.
Are they canceled or no?
I think we might have a man on fire moment.
Man on fire, man out. The Wizard of Oz, highly evolved. I am in awe. I am offended. I am appalled. The eye of the storm. I am chaotic and I am the calm.
Okay, I have been waiting to say. I'm glad you went there. See, you actually. This is something that I hold near and dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? I am a fan of football. I have not watched it as I used to in the past because I think we still have a fight.
We do.
I think we still have a fight, and it annoys me how easily we are swayed. And look here, my nephew, shout out to K-Lock in the Phoenix. He once upon a time said that there is still organized crime in sports, right? So peep the heat, peep the temperature. I want y'all to call in, chime in, and tell me what you think with this. Right, the Kaepernick, we started taking the knee.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Right behind him losing his job and opportunities in the NFL, we started doing our protests.
Correct.
We said, fuck that, we ain't watching no goddamn football.
Correct.
We need these rights, we need that right, we need this, we need that. It created a big division within really the black community and the NFL.
Yeah, because it was, I don't see no point in stopping watching football and and then of course we're all opinionated. This is why we have this type of show.
Right.
So you can hear how men really think. Because some of us are like, shit, okay.
But this is what I did notice, right?
What was that?
Ratings started dropping.
They did.
Ticket sales started dropping.
They did.
Merchandise sales started dropping.
And then
they started losing sponsorship.
They did.
Based behind the same plight and platform of the Black Lives Matter. It almost kind of like went hand in hand and met on the same level a little bit.
And then they started pandering.
They started
doing that?
Yeah, but this is where I'm going to with the pandering. Look at the biggest pander. Where all these goddamn black NFL quarterbacks came from out the blue.
It's a setup.
I ain't saying it's a setup, but it's a smart reaction.
It's a smart play to losing money, to hemorrhaging money.
Because what have we started doing? Going back and watch to see our favorite black quarterback win a game. These same type of quarterbacks that have always been in the league.
This is true.
And never given the opportunity. We weren't smart enough. We weren't able to play it in a system. We weren't able to do this. The same shit that they said about the same quarterbacks that's still here today.
Yeah.
Now they have these opportunities.
Right.
And look at the past 2 to 3 years, all these black quarterbacks that's leading the charge.
Look at the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
The playoffs and the Super Bowl. Yeah. All we talk about is Mahomes and Jackson, all these black quarterbacks.
Correct.
Shout out to them. I'm not minimizing or diminishing their efforts. But what I'm saying is we've always had black quarterbacks that have had this talent and were never allowed to display them because they felt less of us.
Correct.
Now, who we got performing in the Super Bowl? They were so against hip hop in the Super Bowl, right?
Now it's the Dr. Dre extravaganza. That's what I'm gonna call it. Cause you got Eminem, you got Mary J, you got Dre, you got Snoop. There's no telling who the special guest gonna be.
Right. So we are so easily swayed.
Just pull back in. But
Just-
now, but here's let me throw this extra little point on. Let me just
Go
throw
ahead.
a little gas on the fire. Just make you a little hotter. A little bit of gas. If you read the news reports in the past week, how many black coaches you think still remain?
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Might be one.
Mike Tomlin.
Might be one. Might only be one. A lot of black coaches got let go.
Let me look
Watch
at
this.
that. Let me do some
He
research.
gonna, look, the man might explode. It might be a man on explosion
Let me
moment.
go ahead and do my research. Of the
I'm
black
just gonna tell you
coaches
this.
in the NFL.
I agree.
You go ahead and talk to the
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead and chime in and call in. Talk to
Hey.
us while I go ahead and get this research. What do y'all
Listen.
think about our stances on the NFL? We really want to know where y'all at
Are
with
you
it.
watching or not? I mean, are
yeah.
we boycotting or not? Now I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest. Now the first few years of the boycott,
I ain't gonna lie. I watched that damn KC game last week.
listen, I was able to avoid NFL for the most part, but then, damn it, I swear to God, this season the guy real good, man.
Right.
Shout out to the Rams and the Niners, cause listen, and shout out to whoever beat Green Bay, cause you already know the Packers, man. Shout out, I'm with it. Matter of fact, I think that was the Niners that did that. The Niners went and they beat the shit out of Green Bay, and that's all I need to hear. So I did see a couple of games. Now, does that mean I'm still like all in with the NFL? No. Am I gonna watch the Super Bowl? Probably, just to see I do want to see the halftime because that do look like an interesting concert.
Right.
But am I a sellout? Am I canceled for that?
I mean, if you was waving the fuck the NFL flag,
If I do that while watching.
yeah. If you've been one of the fuck the NFL loud
But
marchers,
you know what? And this is. I think this kind of comes back around a little bit about what Chappelle is talking about. There was once upon a time that people just were who the fuck they were, and that was that.
right?
Yes, you can want them to respect you, but to respect them to respect a group overall, it was just a thing that you never thought of doing. So, does it cancel me out because I watched a couple of games, or I like to see I like the commercials? I like the commercials. Does that make me a bad guy? Or does that just mean, well, you know what?
It
to hell with
does
him. He doesn't.
if you've been on your anti-NFL
If
rant.
I've been loud and barking about
Yes.
it. Okay, to go back and
Yeah,
do
but
something else
if you're on the
makes me mad.
fence and you really in a fight for whatever equality that we're looking for, and you haven't just give us some, because they've given us some by giving us the quarterbacks and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, got you.
I'm kind of, you know where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Where
No justice, no peace, motherfucker. I know where you are.
you know where I'm at
I
with
know
it.
where you are.
I'm
know where
still,
you are.
you know what I'm saying, and I'll tell you, people could tell you, I really, I get on the post and your team lost, but I didn't even watch the game.
Didn't even watch it. That's the thing. Didn't even watch it. I just heard they lost.
I might go to Sports Center and see, okay,
ESPN,
that's what happened
that
or
was a
whatever.
good
But
play.
I would honestly say in the past 3 years, I've probably watched in totality from start to finish,
Right.
maybe 4 games.
Okay, that's about right. I got
Maybe
you.
3.
That's about where I'm at too. Because like I said, for the first couple of years, I was good. I wasn't watching. Like I literally, if somebody was watching it, I'd make sure I did a beeline and went somewhere else. I
Right.
just was not going to participate because my people still watched it. But does that make me hate them because they were still watching it? Nah, that's still your choice. This is your TV in your house. I go somewhere else.
I mean, but were
I ain't
you
necessarily got to support
loud
it.
and
No,
boisterous?
I was not. That was the thing. But this is what, and we've talked about this before. This is what social media has wrought. Everybody's immediate thoughts are right there, available for everybody to go ahead and pick, and to bully and to either embrace or to push away. Everybody's stuff is right there on the front.
Right.
I'm old school. I ain't got to tell you everything that's on my mind. You don't need to know it. It ain't really none of your business. I was riding yesterday in traffic. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I was riding playing. Shout out to 1991. I know a lot of y'all was young or not even here. I was listening to "Bitch Better Have My Money" by AMG. Do you remember that album?
Yeah.
Little did he know how
Yeah.
he look. Years later, he would discover that he missed an awesome opportunity because he actually was from the 304. You know, a 304 right now is what
Right.
they call a hoe. If he had turned that little picture upside down, that album would sell for millions right now. Because O was right there in 1991. Anyway,
Right.
I was listening to it, and I was talking to my homegirl, one of my freshman sisters. I was talking to her through Messenger. Never mind. We were talking, and I was like, "You remember this?" And she was like, "Man, oh my God, we loved so much stuff back then, and we all know it's problematic now, but I can still appreciate it." This is all I'm saying. I know stuff is problematic.
Yeah.
But I can still appreciate it because I remember what it felt like in that point of view.
Right.
But it's cool because I'm in my car, so mind your business. And if I'm over here talking about some, there ain't nothing like black, word to the mother, DJ Quick. That's
Shout
just what
out,
I'm going to
man.
do.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. And I don't care. The underlay for the overplay.
Okay.
The underlay for the overplay. You are correct.
So check this out. After my extensive research,
what did you find?
it is only, like I said, Mike Tomlin is the only head coach. Now, we do got Byron Leftwich, who
Is he coaching?
he's assistant coach.
Okay,
He's out there on the coaching staff.
Okay,
but,
okay.
And he is being, he's being recruited, or, he's the offensive coordinator for Bucks. Come on, he was all, but a lot of people are looking at him right now, but getting still, that ain't shit when you're only talking about 2 QBs. I mean, coaches in the whole NFL. When you're talking about 2 coaches. So where are we at with that still? Are we really into the fight? Are we really gaining any leeway with this justice that we're asking for, or this, this level of equality or balance? I still don't think we are, because because I'm talking about ownership.
Correct.
Okay, we already run the league as far as the players.
Yeah.
We're still already, like, the percentage is staggering with his black compared to any other nationality or race or whatever that's
Correct.
in the NFL. So my mindset still with that is why we don't have our own league.
We don't have
We
a
got
league.
all these billionaires through entertainment and the music industry and everything who talk about they want to, Puffy was his little bitch ass was talking about a couple of years ago about how he wants to be part owner. Dude, Puffy, get your own team.
Go ahead and buy one.
Go ahead and buy one.
Get with the other people.
Get with
and
the
create a
other
league.
people or whatever and create a league.
Interesting.
That's where I'm at with it. No, we're not going to get maybe the revenue coming off top that the NFL may get.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're not going to have that off jump. But once people start seeing that this is where the viewership is, this is where the numbers are at, this is where they're going to see, we got our own league. We don't even have to be in competition. We just have to have ours.
Our own thing.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, we are so embedded in, let's go play with them and go play for them and be happy and shook and jive and do all this and all that, when we have all this ownership available at our hands. Okay. We have all these people who have money and position and power right at their fingertips, and they just want to shook and jive and say, take that. Trade Michaels. In reference to folks hollering about boycotting and then turning around and watching the games, humans have inconsistencies. I believe in calling them out, and I also believe in giving people a chance to see their inconsistencies and work on getting into alignment.
Okay,
I agree with that. Sense. I agree with that. Like I say, and I'm the guy that's saying black-owned business. I also go to Walmart.
Correct. Okay,
now,
I see what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is, let's get balance.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you could be totally embedded into one thing in this big ass globe of America, of the world, and we're here in the melting pot of everything, which is America, and only eat this, or only you can, but the chances are slim and none.
Right.
So, but I would love the option to say, I want to watch this, or I want to watch that.
Got you.
I want to eat this, or I want to eat that. Hold up. Thank you for calling in to the Mail Review. Who do we have on the line?
You got Big Steph, Big Joyner.
Big Steph Joyner. What's going on,
What's
brother?
up, brother? How you living?
What's up, man? Y'all still talking about
The
so y'all talking about black coaches.
yeah, tell us about it, Steph.
Talk to us.
Well, first of all, all the billionaire good old boys, it's not as easy as just getting a bunch of brothers together and getting your own league. You got to go through some changes, you got to jump through some hoops, you got to do everything. Now, first of all, the league is 75% African American.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's a disgrace that we don't have more black coaches.
Correct.
We
Yes.
don't have more black owners first.
That's what I was
We need
saying.
at least 2 or 3 black owners.
Yes.
Then, but before we get to that, some of these white owners would allow some of the brothers. Now they got a black GM now, 2 of them. One that came from the Saints that's in Atlanta,
Okay.
and a young brother that's with Chicago Bears.
Great.
Now, we can't expect those brothers just to come in and say,
No.
all right, we're going to hire a black coach. Because we've been fighting for equality all this time. They already do what they want to do in reference to, well, yeah, we'll interview you as a movie group coach. But they know exactly who they want to have.
Oh, of course.
All
Definitely.
the argument is what it is, make the playing field easy. I
That's-
don't want you to put a brother in there just because he's a brother. I want
Right.
you to put the best candidate in.
Yeah.
And a lot of these brothers are the best candidates.
I hear
Look at
you.
a brother like the young brother that's in Kansas City. This brother's called and played. He calls the play for KC.
Okay.
And
Right.
the coach had already said that he calls the play.
Right.
But he's not getting the interviews that he ought to get. And the interviews that he did get, he doesn't interview well. What are you talking about? He don't interview well.
Who we talking about? The coach or are we talking about the QB, Stephen?
No, he's the what's the brother, the offensive coordinator for Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
He's been mentioned, but he hasn't got the interviews that he ought to get.
Right.
And the ones that he did get, they're saying that the man doesn't interview well. What does that mean?
That's cold talk.
You
That's
got a
cold
guy
talk.
like-
That's excuse. That's
Cold
excuse. That's
talk.
excuse.
That's exactly what that is. Because the white dude that was just fired from Chicago,
Yeah.
he was also the offensive coordinator for Andy Reid for a little while, but he didn't call plays.
Right.
He just had the time.
Right.
And what's crazy to me is some white folks know that guy, but they want to do what they want to do because they have the power. And
Right.
you're right. We need to get more brothers involved and try to get into this thing. But the first thing we need to do is hire more executives so they can look at the black head coaches and get our brothers hired. You know what I mean?
That's a
That's
fact.
what's up, man.
That's a fact, man. I appreciate that. That's good insight. It's not necessarily about us coming into the door and just like asking for give us everything, but the opportunity. We need to start somewhere with the opportunity. And here we go. We got so many black coaches. We got black players that go into coaching, and they even never get even spoken about.
Yeah.
That's why I love the fact that Byron Leftwich is actually being talked about in the news media, because that puts a highlight on him for other locations or other teams to say, we rarely even get the highlight or even the mention, although we're on the coaching staff somewhere.
Yeah.
So that we just need the opportunity to create it.
That's
And as far as the own lead thing, I'm always saying that because I'm always talking about ownership. I'm always talking about just while we complain about not being treated equals, well, let's create the equality.
Right.
That's where I be at with it. I would love to be able to say, watch the NFL, watch the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL and the NFL.
Or, just watching whatever and just enjoying options. Just like we complain about music. We complain about there's no options with the music we listen to. We
Right.
complain about there's no options with this. It's all about balance.
Correct.
So, man, I appreciate your call in, brother, and I
you,
feel
man.
sorry.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all listening to me.
I feel sorry for them Saints out there going out there. Hey, y'all better go
We're
Falcons.
going to be all right, my son.
I know y'all are.
Just sitting back, relaxing.
Hey,
We're
man.
going to be just fine.
Right
Hey,
on,
listen,
brother.
I was thinking, as long as our coach don't take a year off and go to them cowgirls.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so it's been good talking to you, man. We static on the phone.
God bless y'all, yeah?
All right,
right.
man. Have a good one.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, so that's a good point. That's a good point. Just starting somewhere. The door has to start somewhere. Just like
gotcha.
any kind of movement doesn't just give
Just open
everything.
up and it's just there, right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we got a couple of comments on the chat, the leg chats.
All right.
Go ahead,
Let's
Trey.
see what we got. Let's see what we got here. On the leg chat, we got that one that in reference to folks hollering about boycotting. We saw that one. We saw that comment.
Okay.
What's the next one that we got up here?
Damon Robbie. Negroes with money don't want to take that risk. They all talk. Now, none of them gonna fall on that sword like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving did do some
What
different.
did Kyrie do?
Kyrie is saying that I'm not getting vaccinated. Fuck
Okay.
y'all.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving
Yes.
is now we're hot. Kyrie Irving, and I hate that. You know, at one point I used to kind of respect Stephen A. Smith, right?
Okay.
And we gonna go there with that. See, now we parting because all this stuff is about to tie in.
Okay.
So the Brooklyn Nets policy is the Brooklyn policy is you must get vaccinated with your job, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving is on his woke stance, like, I don't know what y'all got. I feel like the safety of my family is to not take the vaccine. You already know the divide that topic has created in the world.
In the world, yes, absolutely.
Period.
Yeah.
He's on the other side.
Okay.
So he has decided, I'm not going to play. So now this has created the biggest uproar in sports because people are saying, you make this much amount of money, you should pay. That's why they pay you, da-da-da-da-da. He said, it ain't about the money, it's about my safety. Fuck it, I won't play. And then Stephen A. Yeah, but brother, you're getting paid and da-da-da-da. They came to the damn Brooklyn Nets to play with you and you're letting your team down. Shut the fuck up, Stephen A. bitch. Because when our boy over there in Green Bay lied about his vaccination,
yeah,
your ass didn't say shit, Stephen A. bitch.
So you jumping on what? So what is that?
Oh, he was going hard.
So is it
he was going so hard on Kyrie Irving, like you letting the team down and you making the excuse, da 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 da. And people are saying, and Jason Williams is like, man, is just living in his belief.
It's his truth.
It's his truth. It's his truth. And you going in on this man, and he called him out for it. He say, now your dude, that bad man that you love so much, he lied. And you got on there and you didn't go in. You know, he mentioned it like, I'm upset that he did this, but he didn't go in.
He didn't go in like he was
in on Kyrie.
He was real familiar.
Yeah, he was, oh man, I hate that my guy did this and he's lying. But when that name Kyrie comes up, go check out any videos.
It sound like, who is that nigga up on that nag?
Boss. You want me to treat him like white folks?
Now hold on. I didn't say that. Oh shit! Hold on. They weren't ready for me to be that real today.
Hey, I think
Who
we
is
here.
that nigga on that nag?
So Trey, what you got?
Also, the NFL saw fit to pander to us, i.e., because their pockets started getting hit. Isn't that what a boycott is supposed to accomplish? You damn right, Trey. That is what the boycott is supposed to accomplish.
Yeah, true.
But then it's like, oh, let's go throw a pile of money at Snoop.
Right. So, like I say, I think we do have some leeway, but it's pennies on a dollar compared to what they've done when. Just like Stephen called in, and like I said earlier, it's only one coach.
Yeah.
It's only one black coach.
One coach.
We already had black players in the league. They just gave us black quarterbacks. We were already in the league 75% compared to all others.
They adjusted it.
So they adjusted
it. They adjusted it.
Put the nigga in.
The overlay
for the underplay.
That
might have to be changed of the title.
Look. To overlay for the underplay.
Yeah, I think we might have to switch the title.
We might have to.
What's the overlay for the underplay?
It's always something.
Yeah. But while we're on that and while we're on the NFL, that was one of the conversations that we had in our group chat.
Yeah.
Your boy AB.
Oh boy.
Now this little disclaimer: this ain't necessarily about AB Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
As much as it is about his actions. And what happened, for those who are unaware, former Tampa Bay wide receiver, Antonio Brown, who played previously for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then he went to Patriots and played with Brady over there for one game.
Yeah.
And once Brady went to Tampa, he recruited Antonio Brown. Even had Antonio Brown, housed Antonio Brown. He took care of Antonio Brown. Nobody else wanted Antonio Brown. Tom Brady made an effort to say, hey, I will deal with him.
I will vouch for this.
We do know he's having some issues. What those issues are,
we don't know.
We don't know, but he there was some things that came up in the game.
But he sure plays good football. So
yeah, some things came up in the game. They wanted him to go into the game. He decided not to. He said he wasn't. He was injured. He had a ankle injury, and he doesn't think he was fit to go. They was telling him, you got to go in, or you out of here, and you can't give
A grown man.
A grown man an ultimatum.
No, you can't.
And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, 90% of the time, I know I will bite my nose, spite my face, just because you gave me, you know what I'm saying, that
It's true.
that ultimatum. Like, oh, you want. Oh, you telling me I gotta eat grits? Well, now I'm gonna eat shit just to prove you wrong.
I'm not doing
no,
none of that, right?
No,
But I got you.
But you know what I'm saying?
Don't
like,
eat your nose. I got you.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we will more than likely go against the grain when it tries to make it seem like you're taking our freedom of choice away from us.
Correct.
Back to coronavirus.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be against this. So the man just threw off all his
jersey.
equipment, threw it off, and did a big show
Right.
on the field in the middle of the game.
Yep.
After the fact,
Third quarter. It was third quarter.
yeah, middle of the game.
He waited till the game. He felt like it was pretty in hand before he
Right.
because you know.
So
You know.
what came out afterwards? We had the media had this heavy talk about Antonio Brown and his mental health.
Right.
Some people were saying this was for attention.
Right.
Now, this is my question: where do we find the line between mental health concerns versus a cry for attention?
Ooh, that's a good call, man. All right, so check this out. So we already know about NFL players suffering from
CTE.
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 Having traumatic brain injuries, and we've seen a slew of stories of gentlemen who have played the sport and killed themselves, or suddenly went on a shooting rampage,
Yeah.
or something odd happening at a traffic stop, and they're sitting out there butt naked, and you know,
Right.
weird things that happen around these NFL players. I don't think anybody's taking it. I think they're trying to take it seriously, but I don't think they're taking it as serious as they need to.
Right.
I still think they have the attitude and mentality of, we pay you, buck, get on out there and work.
Mm-hmm.
Because we pay you a stupid amount of money for you to do exactly what we need you to do with your stupid ass.
Right.
But you saying you having a mental issue, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Trey Michaels, maybe the mental health issues caused the cries for attention. Just a thought. Now, Trey, I 1,000% agree with that
It makes
point
sense.
and standpoint, because most people have to try to find a way. It's like a silent cry because, you know, especially with men in our pride to say, hey, I don't need mental health, but we know we do.
Yeah.
But we're told we are told so many times that we are supposed to just suck it up and drive on because you're a man and this is what men are supposed to do and all this
Listen
bullshit.
to me.
Man, I hate that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you some other stuff that I found out about recently. How they're changing the Wonderlic test. So you know they do that Wonderlic test at the combine before they get ready to, you know, go out to the little drafts and all that good stuff. You know, where the coaches kind of get a chance to look at them. They actually play mind games with those people before. Never mind the physical ability. They literally play mind games with you to see where your mind is. They actually are abolishing it because it's coming off more like hazing than it is something that's necessary. Like something about mentioning, I wish I could find that article where they were like, we need to apologize because we asked if his mother was a whore.
Whoa.
What?
You know,
In order to test this metal?
didn't we get some of that testing when we was in the military?
Of course we did. Psychological testing,
Yes.
which is why I ended up in the Marine Corps.
Well, and this explains everything. If y'all don't know, Markel actually opens the door with his forehead.
I do,
to the
absolutely,
studio.
absolutely. And it's a pull door, so that makes it even more interesting. But, nevertheless, if you hit it just hard enough, the door will pop open.
It'll do something.
just pop loose.
It'll do something.
It'll pop
That's
loose.
that's the Marine mentality.
So I understand them. I understand that. But we're talking college kids, right?
Right.
We're talking college kids. Why are you playing with their minds?
But I think things are about to change now that we have the college kids are being granted the opportunity to financially benefit from their playing.
But is that going to change it for better or worse?
That's going to change it definitely for worse, because just like what we're talking about with Antonio Brown, they're going to expect you to play through whatever you're dealing with.
Right, because you got
remember
all these
Will Smith did the movie Concussion? Remember that movie?
Yes, I do remember the movie. Yes. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I have to be honest. I have not seen it. I do remember. I've not seen the movie, but I do remember that. I do remember that.
All right, so
but I understand what it was about, which was them talking about the injuries that the players are sustaining.
Right.
Are we still just? Trey Michael says, I hate that men are taught that shit, and she's referring to having to suck it up.
Right.
As if men aren't supposed to be human. Correct.
Right.
Which is why we're asking that question. Is it a mental health thing, or is it a cry for attention? And again, pretty much like you said, mental health being a problem, this might be the reason why the cries for attention happen. Right?
So here we go.
I need you to know I'm not okay.
The real story behind Concussion.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Concussion star Will Smith. That's Dr. Bennett Umalu, a Nigerian-born pathologist who brought the issue of brain damage in retirement NFL players to the forefront. And Will Smith's accent in that movie was so horrible.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
But he tried.
He tried.
He tried it.
You know, the true life story began unfolding in September 2002 when Umalu, then with the
Allegheny.
Yes, County Coroner Office of Pittsburgh. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where that shit was heavy at because of the Steel Curtain team.
Yeah.
You know, those teams was
Yes.
going in hard with the way they played back then. Was assigned to perform an autopsy on the body of Mike Webster, known as Iron Mike. Webster was a beloved former Pro Bowler with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the anchor of the front line that helped the team win 4 Super Bowls. However, his mental health deteriorated to the point where he was ranting at strangers and zapping himself with a taser gun. Wow, until his death from a heart attack at age 50.
I'll be 50 in a few months, brother.
Umalu knew nothing about football, but had heard about Webster's death on the news and was curious as to what the ex-player's brain would reveal about his behavior. After taking the brain home.
Listen, look.
And paying, hold on, okay, we going out of pocket to carefully dissect the stain. He discovered the presence of Tau's protein, which impaired mood and cognitive functions and was similar to findings in the brains and deceased boxes, are clearly a category of its own. Umalu coined the condition chronic traumatic, that word too.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Encephalopathy.
Or CTE.
Yes.
Not corporate thug entertainment.
Right.
For our hip hop confidence. He submitted paper explaining his discovery and believed that Webster's trouble were full result repeated blows to the head from playing career, prestigious medical journal neurology. Yeah, so
that's basically what it deals with.
Right.
And that's where we're talking about this thing with Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He could be suffering from some sort of mental illness, but now he did some interviews after that, and he said, "Listen, this, y'all pushing a little far. I
want y'all to see this.
I want
y'all to see this.
Is that the upper room calling?
The upper room is calling. Darling is such an asshole. Let's see what the upper room has to say. Thank you for calling in to the
Dear
Mail Review.
customer, this is Molly from Amazon. We received one suspicious incoming charge of $729 in your Amazon account from Dayton, Ohio. For dispute on this charge, press 1 to connect with our
They
Amazon
saying,
customer.
shut up, nigga.
They called in specifically to interrupt the show. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Y'all saw that, the U.S. government.
The upper room.
The upper room. Shout out to the upper room.
Shout out to
We
them.
see you. We're not going to stop talking about this. We're going to keep on going.
We still think y'all out here trying to kill black people. Quit playing.
Yeah, so, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and RTV as well. And chime in on the stream. U.S. government, how do you feel about these conditions that you created?
Okay, let's do that.
Bitches.
Let's do that.
Oh.
But yeah,
I told you I'm gonna be dialing.
Ain't nothing wrong with that,
2022.
brother. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I
But
told
yeah,
you.
that's a thing. That's a conversation.
Yeah.
So we talking about his cries for help. But the man said my ankle was hurting. They told me to go in. I told them I didn't want to. They said get the hell off my field. So I left. I mean, I'm sorry.
But then he said,
anybody in this room who ain't left when they told you to leave, raise your hand if you didn't leave.
shit, I got the fuck out of there.
Will you tell me go ahead and go?
I said,
you go ahead and log out for me, baby.
And
Let me grab
hold
my
on.
bag.
Let me tell you. And I did an Antonio Brown and threw the store keys at the damn store. I was the assistant store manager, Champ Sports over there, South DeKalb Mall.
Oh, boy, I
and shout out to
remember that
Farrell. He was like, well, he was coming at me, and this is, you think, I had no filter or concern back then. This was like 26-year-old dialing.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you could just go ahead and go home. I said, cool, get my shit. Oh, you need to leave the keys here. I threw them keys at that nigga. I said, bitch, fuck you.
And them keys.
Store full of people.
Fuck them keys.
Store full of people. Fuck them kids, fuck them keys, fuck them keys, and fuck your life.
Yep, fuck your whole life. Wow. Okay. Was
it
it a mental day? Do you remember, were you having some mental issues?
No, I was doing my job.
You was just pissed off.
Possibly felt like how Antonio Brown was feeling. I'm doing my job. But just because you tripping right now, don't question my performance or my dedication to the job. And here you is telling me that I'm off the team if this doesn't go how you want. Look, man, it's so let's talk about if it is, because he's taking some hits.
Yeah.
He has some concussion history with it along, you know what I'm saying, when he was in Pittsburgh and took quite a few hits.
Okay. Yeah.
That was heavy hits.
True.
And he started acting differently after that.
Okay, that's the question. Was he somebody different before these hits?
From
bear in mind, he didn't just pop up one day.
From what's been reported.
It's not a thing like, man, Dollar, you just graduated high school. What you gonna do? I'm gonna go play football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then you move to Pittsburgh, and then you go and you fill out an application to play football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then they say, "Oh, hey, come in and try out." It ain't like that. He's been playing for years. Is what I'm pointing to.
Right.
So, was it like the 5th hit, or the 35th hit, or the 135th hit? Which hit was it? Do you think that turned him to where he started to act strange? Because maybe he's been acting like this the whole time, and maybe, you know.
I mean, that's the thing. Nobody's really he has chosen to not go get evaluated. That was one of the things.
Okay.
So it's really hard to determine what is his situation. But let's just relate that to everybody, me, you, and any kind of trauma or things that we go through that may cause us to need some form of mental health evaluation where we say, I'm all right. It could be me drinking.
Yeah.
Bro, you think you drinking a little bit? Man, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing this just to take the edge off or whatever. You know, like.
But you on the train to work on the way in the morning at 6 o'clock.
I'm trying to find a video clip for Mr. Antonio Brown right here.
Oh, of him, of the way of his behaviors. But yeah, mental health.
Nah, I can't play
mental health for
CBS ain't
us.
about to. CBS ain't about to.
They ain't gonna let you get away with it.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let me get away with it.
You.
But I got some video footage though. You know, we'll probably post this after the video.
Okay.
About some things. So, and I wish we could have had Therapist G up in here, being that this is kind of like his realm of, you know, operation.
Right.
Where we discuss these issues. But I think with him, sometimes when you get somebody from, you know, coming from a struggling background as we all do, and we're put in a position that we still got to fight for what we got. So I'm not necessarily going to say I need help, because if it comes out I do need help, unfortunately, we think that this might affect our ability to make the money that we make.
That is correct.
We're fragile. I can't have him on the team.
Right.
He's taking hits. We don't need to have that risk. Just like us going to work.
Right. Which is we win the losers award. I'm sick and falling down, but I still made it to work.
Right. Look, man. Like I said, I've been with my company 6 years.
Yeah.
I've only called out once, twice recently because of some test results I had to wait for.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But 6 years,
you pregnant?
twice. I'm still waiting on those results.
All right, right on. Congratulations.
You know, I mean, shit. You know,
We gonna be rich.
I mean, they need to hurry up and come so I can go ahead and get this Plan B.
I know that's
FDK Inc., baby.
But yeah, so you had to call out.
Yeah.
But-
and just looking back at the effort that I put into my job, and the second that I call out for some things, I get questioned. Motherfucker, I've been here for 6 years. How
Without-
much more do you have to question my work ethic?
Right.
That this comes up and now it's a problem. So it could have been that. Like, y'all really, I
been
helped,
doing this.
I helped this motherfucker win a Super Bowl.
Right.
I've been here playing. Leave me the fuck alone right now, because if I've been giving my all, risking my body, you've been on the sideline trying to play a call. Your play calling sucks. Your play calling sucks.
It's
the
bad.
defensive coach is good. You good.
But
you
yours, yeah.
You know, we gon' buck the system.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna post some links about that, and also some links to in the video to get some help if we all have some things. What else we got, man? I don't want to stay on that too long.
Okay, no,
man.
we don't got to stay on it too long.
But we was talking about what was we having a hot conversation about in the group chat that we was going back and forth, the tradition.
About traditions.
About traditions.
Oh my goodness. Traditions.
Traditions.
So what the discussion basically revolves around what is traditionally thought of in the world, traditional male roles and traditional female roles. We had some interesting banter.
It was a little heated.
It wasn't even really.
It wasn't heated. It was humorously.
It was
heated.
humorously funny. It was definitely funny. But okay, so Dylan, of course, stands on the far right side. On the far right side of this.
I think Tyrone is further right than me.
I don't think it'll get. It's alt-right with Tyrone.
Yeah.
Alt-right for Tyrone. Alt-right for Tyrone. And I am definitely far to the liberal left, or as they like to call it, the dummy left.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the conversation revolves around traditional roles. And my argument, as always, is tradition is what you make of it. Because, of course, people make traditions.
Right.
One thing that starts as a tradition.
The question was, why do non-traditional people
right.
seek
Because it
traditional...
could be a man or a woman.
Seek traditional relationships.
No, why do non-traditional people seek traditional relationships?
Yes.
So, give an example of what you think. A non-traditional person seeking a traditional relationship. Could it be Mark L. being polyamorous, suddenly deciding to get married and be mono for the rest of my life? Some shit I'm going to tell you right now will never happen.
Okay, so we're gonna give y'all the Mail Review group chat conversation a little bit.
Just a little tidbit. Just a little tease.
Mark L, because they haven't allowed themselves to believe they have the option for anything but a traditional relationship. They do not want to be othered in their lives.
Correct. That's my thought.
Okay. TR, I disagree. Because he disagrees with everything.
He disagrees with everything.
He disagrees with everything. just so y'all know that the sky is blue.
We call him Doubting TR.
TR said, I disagree. I think because they love the advantage of being in a traditional relationship, whatever it may be, but don't want to be held to the traditional standards they themselves have to uphold. Don't hold nobody to a standard that you don't hold yourself to is a heavy motto.
That is a heavy motto.
Dylan, I think they don't know how to be traditional. They can be man or woman, but mostly women. Shit, y'all know what the fuck I say. Mostly women. Shit. These goofy ass heifers.
Oh Lord.
Can't even make cornbread, but still say a man is supposed to pay all the bills.
Wait.
I said that shit.
He said that.
I sure the fuck did.
He did say that. He said it.
And TR, and I think it's not exclusive to a woman. I think it's men too.
Okay. Listen to that. T.I. came from the right a little.
Yeah. And I said,
He leaned to the left.
He leans to the left.
Just a little bit. He leaned a little bit.
Okay, so there are some comments on the group chat. Trey Michaels says, well.
Listen. Well.
Walker Stylist says, I agree with TR. Shout out to my sister. That's
right,
that's
Walker.
my
You
big
agree
sister.
with TR? Lord, he
yes,
loves that.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure right now he
Yes.
is smiling and grinning
Yeah.
at this moment.
Because they love each other. I
love
swear to
each other.
God, they do. Mark L. Okay, I can see that point you both have made. However, traditional is always how you define it. What is traditional to some may not be traditional to others.
Facts.
The issue is people assume they are the same thing. They can be, but until the discussion is had, who knows what the tradition is. Case in point, traditionally, women run the household, men are the breadwinner. That means outside of work, he doesn't typically have to do what is traditionally regarded as housework. He foots all the bills, makes all the decisions regarding money, etc. TR, not true.
Okay.
Because TR disagrees with everything.
Of course.
Not true. He is the head of the household, not just head of money making. Mark L. Current societal norms dictate that both man and woman are the workplace. Both are contributing to the household. This throws the head of household concept out of the window to some. I feel you on that, but technically, why couldn't she be the head of household if she contributes equally?
Right.
What determines who is HOH, who the head of household is? Tyrone. Me and Dylan said both men and women don't know what it really means or are willing to conform. Men don't want to do what it takes to be head of household. They don't want to go and make enough for the woman to not have to work.
Okay. And then. What was next?
Mark L. In 2022, you're going to get off this shit.
Yes.
Nigga, you know what tradition is as it relates to man and woman.
I do.
Nigga, just because it's not yours doesn't change what tradition is. And that's where we were at with it. Like, okay, yes, there are different forms and ideals of tradition, but we do know what tradition is.
True.
Like, man is a head of household. That's tradition.
That's a tradition.
So that was the point that I was making.
Right.
Let's change how it does and let's kill tradition. Because men, I've heard this on a post, men, you have your foot on our necks as women as it relates to equality.
Okay.
I'm the guy that says, I agree. Let's take our foot off these women's necks.
Okay.
Because they should be equal. So when I go home, the trash right there, what's the trash there for me? Why am I taking the trash out? Motherfucker, you want equality. Put your shoes on.
In the rain.
And you could do that shit, nigga.
And walk it down
The
the road.
fuck? In the rain. Equality. We're putting our foots on your neck. Allow us to alleviate the pressure.
So funny.
Tradition. Let's kill it.
So funny.
They want tradition or they don't.
Or you don't want tradition.
Yeah, or you don't
Well,
want
okay. So, Trey Michael, what I've seen people, regardless of gender, do is to try to keep the shit they like about those traditional roles and throw out the shit they don't like.
Yeah.
No, baby, it don't work like that.
That's kind
That
of
is
that's
correct.
kind of like what we're all saying.
That's exactly what
We're
you're
saying
saying.
the same thing, just in different ways.
Yeah, that's it.
You know
That
what
is
I'm saying?
correct. And that's right. Because, okay, so for everything, and you know, everybody that knows me and everybody that's listened, and they've seen this show, and they know I've said this all the time. Misogyny has fucked us all up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? All of us.
Yeah, I
men
hate
and
it.
women.
I hate it.
It's hard. It's hard to take that women say, "Well, y'all need to get down off your misogyny, but y'all need to come down off yours too." You need to come down off yours too.
Ooh-wee.
The traditional role for this is Trey Michael. The traditional role for women, if they are embracing it all, is not a good deal. I also think folks shouldn't be cherry picking the list. If we're gonna do traditional gender roles, do it all. No cherry picking.
That's
Understood.
what I'm saying.
But see, and this is what I was talking about when we were discussing the traditional and how it changes, because today's society, societal values and societal norms dictate that those old traditions are, in fact, just like Trey is saying, on that. They are
Yeah.
antiquated. They don't work anymore. Societally, it is not working.
I think it does. I think it does.
You think it does?
I think it does. Just like this woman right here. Take the damn trash out, Negro.
But she don't want to let go of the fact that she can also take the trash out.
But I'm cool with that because my role is my role. Your role is your role. There's no blurred lines of expectations.
I got you.
Because once you hold everybody accountable on the same level, when something goes wrong, it's going to be finger pointing on both ends.
Okay.
Unless you have a true understanding in the household.
And how this is supposed
Yes,
to go.
and that comes with communication between the man or a woman, or a woman and a woman, or a man
whoever, and a man.
Yeah, shit.
Whoever's in the household.
Whoever's in the household.
Whoever the bill payers are. Let's go with that. The bill payers. Whoever they may be.
Whoever
they,
the adults are.
Whoever they may be.
Whoever they may be. So
true.
the thing is, everything is based off of law and rule and structure. What is happening is we're breaking down a certain structure and trying to rebuild it, yet we still have to go to this foundation.
Okay.
You're going to have to
start at the bottom there.
Yeah, you're going to have to remove the foundation. And a lot of people don't want to remove the foundation, which is, I'm going there, is the man. The man is the foundation. Because a lot of things, just like you said, based off of patriarchy, we're expected to do this. They're expected to start with us. If you talk about the whole religious concept, the woman is the helpmate to our leadership.
Right.
So the thing is, we're still expected to lead. So a lot of things still start with us, even if we don't want it. We even, just like you just said, held to this same standard. And who the fuck taught me how to lead?
Right. Who taught you that?
Who taught me how to lead? But I'm still held to that standard. Oh, you just expect it because I'm a man. Somebody said I'm the leader because I'm masculine. I just heard this a month ago. That's stupid.
That's suspicious.
Wait, because masculine energy makes me the leader? Well, what if we got these soft boys that we got today that's with a masculine chick? Does that make her the leader now?
Because she's masculine. Her energy is masculine.
Where we at with it? What do you think?
I say this. All I know is this, man. Tradition, sometimes it just doesn't work as you move through different generations. As the generations change.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, Walker Stylist. It all boils again down to communication prior to getting involved with the committed relationship, about tradition and expectations and how it relates to the relationship.
Which comes across with my argument of tradition is what you make.
Yeah.
Tradition is what you make.
Yeah.
What okay, so let's assume.
Traditionally, you got your shoes on.
Yeah.
A right foot and a left foot.
The right foot. The
Okay.
left foot and the right foot. Maybe.
I know it's a stupid correlation, but
No. You got a point.
yeah.
I got
Yes, indeed, Walker Stylist. Use your words about what you want to have, and Phoenix, trust. I be getting men's to take out my men's with a Z.
Ladies and gentlemen, the plot thickens. Stay tuned
Plot
for Mark
thickens.
L After Dark. Or this week on Snapped. We don't quite know how this is going to go, but stay tuned.
How many men does it take to take out the trash?
Lord, I know you here, so if you get home and the trash out, ooh, this is going to be a good episode of Snapped. No. I'm kidding.
No, he is dead ass.
I'm dead kidding. Dead.
Every man isn't able to lead. I feel like some aspects of leadership need to be inmate and can't be taught.
Gotcha.
They are basing leadership skills on masculine, feminine, and it's ridiculous. In my opinion, these are not gendered concepts.
I got you. And she's saying innate.
Yeah. I knew that's what she was trying to say.
It needs to be innate.
Yeah.
No problem. Well, okay. Some aspects of leadership are in fact innate. They are innate qualities. So, for example, if we move in together, let's just say, I know something about the way the apartments work in Georgia. You from another state. I'm going to take the leadership on that because you don't know nothing about these apartments and how they work. that's a natural thing to do. Whereas I may not know how to cook.
Right.
They say, well, we're going to put these kind of stoves in your apartments, and you look and you see the choices and go, no, that stove's not going to work for what we need. I know that this probably is going to work better, so let's do this stove instead. I will let you lead in that department, and so on and so forth. These are things that not necessarily, I wouldn't call them traditions. I just call them, hey.
That's just knowledge.
It's just knowledge in doing business.
But guess what?
It's a business.
Guess what?
What?
Once you move up here,
Yeah.
and you move in with that man,
Yeah.
he's told he's the leader.
He gonna do what he say.
He's told by society and by that woman that he's the leader. I ain't saying that's my point.
I got you.
We're still held to a standard, and let's just say I meet that standard. Let's just say I'm that man that every woman's asking for. Hard to believe with Dylan, but I'm just making an example here. I'm just using an example. I
As
know
an example.
I know I'm the furthest thing from.
Lord,
I know I'm the furthest thing from.
That's
because-
not true. You got a whole Phoenix on the stream.
I got a whole Phoenix on the stream, but the miserable lights, the Kathy Bates,
the Kathy Bates yes,
of the world.
I got you. Right. They have something else to say.
They have something else to say.
They didn't want you to get out the cocky-doodle car.
I would never want anybody to think that I think I'm this great guy.
Gotcha.
I know I'm a guy that does some pretty good things and somebody appreciates it.
Gotcha.
I'm going to give that stance right there.
Okay.
Yet and still, because I'm a man, and let me, only since we're eliminating this, let it be said that dialing doesn't work.
Oh. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Is it okay?
No, it's not.
Let's say Phoenix doesn't work.
It's okay.
Have we changed that since we're talking about relationships and what you make them?
Nope. We haven't changed that. Nope.
Okay.
It's not.
I'm just saying. The end.
It's not.
The end. The
That's
end.
it. That's all.
The end.
That's it. That's all.
The end.
That's it. That's all.
The fucking end.
Because there
There
would be a lot to talk about.
There
If
would be
you
a
didn't
lot to
work
talk, and I'm walking
and
up to
she
the
worked
wedding in a tux.
looking fresh and they had a job in 6 months.
Everybody, girl, I don't know why she married
Why
this
she
old
married that
broken
dude,
bitch ass
broken
nigga.
down.
I told her, you know what I'm saying? I knew this doctor that was for her. All she had to do was come down to Tampa with my lame ass.
Lord,
And, you know what I'm saying?
Lord, not with your lame.
Although I can't get it together with my husband, I'm
sounds
judging his
hot day
relationship.
personal. This sounds hot day personal. However, you got a point. But on the other side, it wouldn't be the same conversation. It would be, man, look at him.
Good question.
It wouldn't be the same one. What is more important? Okay, listen.
I
what
love
is more
that.
important is how Dylan would feel if he wasn't working. That is
great.
That is a good question.
That's great.
I could tell you. Okay,
But
well,
how many
Dylan, you
women
wanna
think
answer it?
how many women think that they don't gotta work? Trey, I want the ability because I love equality. I want to just go to school for a bullshit ass cosmetology degree.
Bullshit. Cosmetology pays well.
Because nobody, it's not the degree ain't bullshit. Nobody actually follows up and goes into it.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what makes
I
it
got you.
bullshit.
Okay, I got
Let's
you.
just be honest.
Okay.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. So I want the opportunity to go learn how to do some hair and makeup and some damn masking for a whole 2 years to not be able to use it and say, but baby, I was trying. I just haven't fit that. Maybe I need to try medical school and go as a CNA. So give me another 2 years, baby, because I'm doing this to benefit us. Okay, so can you give me another 2 years to try that out while you hold it down for me? Let that be my storyline.
Time capsule 2022. I want to just go ahead and say that in 5 years, if Dylan is fine with putting on lashes, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Phoenix has supported him, and he has become an esthetician. And he is fine. Just remember that. Sealing the time capsule of 2022. Go on, sir. Trey says, I know I would feel like a slacker if I didn't have my own damn earnings. That is not a masculine or feminine thing, apparently. But if you're looking at it from a tradition standpoint,
Yeah.
a man to not have a job. We look at each other funny when you say, "Yeah, man, I ain't working."
Oh,
what you doing,
that
brother?
shit grinds.
What you doing, brother? Hey,
That
I got
shit-
some people.
that shit
It's hard to
grinds
even say this like, yeah,
my
but you know,
gears.
I ain't-
Now this is the thing.
you don't even share that with people that ain't your closest guy
Man,
friends.
look.
You don't even share that. You share with like one close guy friend.
Nah. You know, motherfucker know. You ain't got to share it. Motherfucker know.
And they can tell.
If you calling all day and you know I'm at work and you calling me at 7 o'clock a.m., on Monday you might be off. Tuesday you might be off.
Wednesday you always ain't got no job, Tommy.
You try to
you
go
ain't
out
got no job,
you gonna say like,
Tommy.
nigga, what is you doing with your life? So you already know this nigga lost his job.
Oh, Tommy.
Yes, D. Robbie, what is he saying?
Us adult men need to teach the young men and women roles and responsibilities for life. Most young folks are going through life with little to no foundational guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we. Now, who is to blame for that? Is there a blame?
Let's address this comment first. Dialing is a diva. Now let me go back to who I think is to blame. I blame whoever is the person raising the young man or the young lady. Now let me go into y'all bullshit ass stats, which aren't true. But since we base everything off what we see, stats show the damn daddy ain't in the house. So 85% of parents, 92 actually, is the mother. And if the father ain't there, let y'all tell it. A stat that isn't true, because they record stats off of the person there. Just because I'm not dealing with your stupid ass don't mean I ain't in my child's life.
Well, that's the question.
So the thing is, it depends on who they see.
It depends on who they see.
And it depends on how that I said this just a couple of weeks ago.
I remember.
Parents are actually not teaching their kids the principles. They're trying to make sure that their child does not have to go through the struggle, which is a true problem for me. Because I've heard men say this. Hell, Big even said, get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. This has been said by men as well. So now you got people out here thinking that they don't need anybody because somebody has spoiled them and got something for them. And it's great that you put your child in position to succeed. You're supposed to do that as a parent. But to me, you need to rear that child and prepare them for a world that don't give a shit about them.
Okay.
So that's the way I look at it. And I see a lot of this not being happened. Your son, 30 years old, still going to jail, and you still going down there to bail his ass out. Instead of saying, I ain't coming to help your stupid ass. You're going to learn, or that's where you're going to live.
Right. Okay. I got you on that.
So, go ahead, because there's the chats is rolling too. Trey Michael, it is about being grown. Don't no grown-ass person want to fund another grown-ass person's life. I've seen plenty of grown-ass person funding.
Yeah, it's true.
I've seen relatives.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you how. Look, my mama explained that to me before I went to college. Listen, this. I'm gonna give you a boost off, but you're on your own after this, as far as trying to figure out how to support yourself. I'm gonna boost you off to get you in school. Mm-hmm. If you want to stay there, then you will do what you need to do to get scholarships and support yourself. Okay, so head hard as a brick. Trying to figure that out. It took a minute to get around to it. But listen, when that was told to me, it was either sink or swim. That's really what it comes down to me.
And that's what but you gotta be given the damn paddle though, bro.
That's the point. But that's the thing. My mother, and this is the same conversation I've had with my kids that I've seen other people have with their kids, that I've seen people have with parents. I have imbued my children with what I think is what they need in order to be able to live. And most parents, we beat ourselves up. This is a true thing.
Yes.
When we see the mistakes that our children make, the dumb ones we laugh and joke about. My ex-wife is like my best friend, so we laugh and joke about the dumb shit that they do. Like I told you, the funniest story is my oldest, and if you listening, boy, I'm gonna tell you this was a funny story. The funniest story was my oldest calling his mother, going, "Mom, I need to come up with X amount of dollars for rent by Wednesday, or they're gonna put me out." And we looked at each other and said, "Oh no, what's he gonna do?" And we laughed, and we laughed, and we laughed. And we laughed, and that was all we had to say about it. Oh no!
Horrible parenting.
What's he going to do?
Parenting by Marcus Lewis.
Listen, that doesn't make it horrible parenting. It harkens back to an original lesson, which was,
I get it. Yeah, I agree.
I told you,
you stupid.
a year ago. Stay put. Go ahead and make some money so that you don't have to worry about stuff like this. Your mom and I will go ahead and match it. No, I'm grown. I'm going to go ahead and do it myself. Oh no, what are you going to do? Because now you're grown.
Now you're grown.
This is what you asked for.
You asked. You was ready to get out the house.
I gave you the advice.
You were ready for the world.
Go.
You thought.
Here's the world, sir.
Here's the world.
Here's the world.
The world
sir.
is knocking at your door.
Calling to ask me for rent is not. It's not an option anymore.
That's not how it works.
It's not an option because I have to pay rent too. Because I'm in the world, sir. I'm also in the world. And where rent is due on my side too.
Yes.
I'm gonna pay my rent and your rent. No, you need to figure it out like I did.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But so we laugh at the stupid shit, but these are hard ones that we worry about. They're making them decisions that can ruin their lives, like shit that'll put you in jail.
My son recently.
Shit that'll get you locked up and fuck your credit up forever.
My son just had some things happen to him.
Okay.
And I've been telling him this since probably about 5 years old. You know your kids.
Yeah.
And, and maybe that's the problem.
You knew it.
You know
looked at him and was like,
you know you
gonna be there when
Y'all-
you test my gangster. I know it.
You know when your kid a little touched.
Yeah.
You know when your kid gonna need help.
Your kid is much like you.
and
I got you.
maybe
Just
you
as
know
touched as you
you're gonna help this child forever. So maybe that's the other side of it. Like my child done his broccoli.
Oh no.
So he gonna keep on going to jail because he's just a
He's
dumb
just
ass
he's
little
got a hard
stupid
head.
ass boy.
Head hard as a
And
brick.
God
Head
damn
hard
it,
as a
let me put money to the side, not for him, not for me, because I'm
Not
gonna have to
just college
constantly bail his
The
ass out
bond
because
fund.
he always gonna do something stupid. He always gonna do something stupid.
Dad, watch this.
But the thing, yeah. So I've always said to my son, it's gonna be your friends to get you in trouble.
Because you don't know how to
Want to be one of the cool kids with your ass, stupid ass. Yeah, you want to be the trend. You want to be in the trend
Instead of being the trend.
instead of creating your own trend. Okay, so he got in a little bit of trouble. Come to find out, it was the affiliation with
A
the
friend.
friends. And when I talked to him,
What'd I tell you?
how long I've been telling you this?
Dear son, I knew you did that.
I knew you.
Just like I always thought. You done ghosted the man.
I ghosted his
Ghosted the man. Just like I always figured. Look, that. Oh!
You
That's
know,
horrible though, man. Oh, it feels so bad though. It feels so bad though.
and I had a conversation. I said, this will possibly affect you for the next 10 years.
At least.
So you can toughen this out because it's not about to be an easy road for you.
Right.
And just understand this. So moving forward, just know you're going to have a lot of things that's blocking your path. That's not going to make obtaining things easy for you.
Right. You're going to have to work a little bit harder
Yeah.
and a little bit smarter.
So while you at it, don't ask me for shit because you
Right.
should have listened when I said 6 years old. You should have listened, you big head ass boy. Love you,
but
you're going to learn. So
learn
now
today.
you're on the road to, hopefully, recovery.
right.
That little hard thing that could have been worse,
Yeah.
now you see how bad it could be because now I get to tell you, oh, this ain't shit.
Correct. Compared to
Oh, you think this is the problem? Let me tell you some stories about your stupid ass daddy.
right, which is why I told you. Which is why I tried to tell you not to do this.
Okay, so Trey Michaels said, who said Dylan is a diva? That's
That would be Pimpin' Slim.
Pimpin' Slim with his happy hair ass. With his happy hair
Ladies
ass.
and gentlemen, y'all
Rocker
got to tune
stylist.
into this Pimpin' Slim show.
Yes,
boy.
Pimp Talk.
that Pimp Talk is something,
podcast.
man.
Yes, shout out to Pimp and Slim with his happy ass. Walker Stylist. Preach, brother. I was up there preaching, sis.
He was preaching.
I learned from the best.
Hey, come on, Duranis.
Trey Michaels, once again, but do they really want to fund those lives, though? I think sometimes, depending on where you are at, some people kind of get off on taking care of other people. Some men have embraced that I'm taking care of everybody role.
Ugh.
You know,
My back
because
hurt.
that kind
My
of
back
like,
hurt.
you know, I think it's some things that's going on within them that they need stuff either as self-motivation or there's some insecurities that you need some kind of validation. And you find validation in, I'm taking care of everybody because that may be the only thing you know how to do. Go to work, bring home the bread, give me praise.
That's it.
and if you don't get praise for that, goes back to some traumatic things and how you may react to those.
Facts.
Back to Simpin' Slim. I mean Pimpin' Slim.
Sipping ain't easy, Slim.
Dialing that V-neck professional.
That V-neck professional. Look at this dude right here.
Look at that thing.
Why he judging the fits, man? Why he judging the fits?
Trey Michaels laughing at me. Y'all never answer your phone again.
Oh no.
Yes, do it your damn self, sugar. Circling back to what you were saying about the son or your son moving out, and now he has to learn how to take care of the issues themselves. Do it yourself, sugar.
Yeah.
Learn it a hard way.
Yeah, that's it.
Walker Stylist. Read that out, Markel.
Walker Stylist, give them the foundation and toolkit with all the tools and let them build. They have to set their own goals and use those tools to accomplish them. I 100% agree, which is my thought. Again, we have imbued these children with as much as we could give them to try to help them be successful. Some may have given more than others, but ultimately, these are little pieces of us. We want nothing more than to see you succeed.
We do.
I've never had a baby and decided, you know what, I hope everything you touch turn to shit, boy. That's never the thought process. I'm saying, you remember holding your child the first time going, you little motherfucker, I should throw you down the steps right now.
No,
right? Okay, so you ultimately want to see your children.
FDK president, FDK.
And trust, it take kids for us to get to that point. But we'll touch that on another show. Yes, it does make us. It takes kids to make us Team FDK. Yeah. But when we start out, we all have the same hopes. That this child will not be harmed. This child will be healthy. This child will do well, do great things. This child will make me proud.
Nick, dude.
This is what we have.
Let me tell you about the failures of dialing.
Oh, Lord, not the failures, son.
Yes. Let's go with Trey first. Well, I damn sure ain't met any of those men that want to sponsor lives and shit. Well, you got a big pool to pull from, Trey.
There's a lot of men out there.
Sometimes you got to minimize it down to one.
They call them
focus on.
What do they call them? Glucose guardians.
Focus on one. Focus on one, Trey. You're watering down your own water. You're watering down your pool.
Glucose guardians. They call them.
So, what was I about to say? Oh, dude, talk about not meeting the expectations.
Yes.
My middle name is Yale.
It is.
Talk about met with some Yale. What the hell were y'all thinking I was going to do?
What in the Yale was they talking about? What in the Yale was they saying? I mean, it could be that maybe, I always can find a positive spin. This is why you have me on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe that means...
The spin doctor.
Maybe that means that he was here to educate on a high level. Yale. I'll let you have that for free.
Hold on.
I'll let you have that one for free. Give that man a salute, sir. You get a salute. That man was here to educate. Yale. Walker Stylist. These days, young adults call everybody friend because they haven't been taught the difference between an acquaintance and a friend. They are totally clueless about the difference until some crazy ish happens and they are in troubled waters. Let me tell you something. I used to argue with my mother on this point all the time about all my quote-unquote friends. And my mother used to say, that person is not your friend, that person is an acquaintance. Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. These are my friends.
Right.
I can't even tell you who half of them people are right now. I might remember two of them because I grew up next door to them. Right. But the rest of them people, they was just acquaintances. You are correct. People don't know who their friends are. I'm going to tell you this, though. A friend won't let you do no stupid shit.
Yeah, a friend wouldn't say this on the stream.
Yeah.
A friend surely wouldn't say this shit.
Darling put full body there on lavender on its feet. Okay.
That's not a friend.
That is not a friend.
That is not a friend.
It sounds like you were in Dutch with some pimps. What you do? What you done did to the pimps?
Sometimes you don't have to damn be a pimp. Sometimes you just a player. And pimps don't like players.
And pimps do not like players.
Pimps don't like players.
Your money in the game. You a rest haven for hoes. You're a rest hater. That's my answer. Focusing on one man is how I ended up deciding to focus on more than one.
And you still can't get the trash taken.
Anyhow.
They called him Yale.
That is correct.
Because they wanted him to attend Yale University and saw him as Ivy League. No.
Who is telling
D. Robbie. No, that's
I
not.
didn't think you liked Batman. I thought you was more of a Superman guy. Oh, do we need to cut into that before we get out of here?
Oh, we cutting into that.
Oh!
Let's get this last Pimp and Slim. I love this motherfucker, man.
Motherfucker,
I
right.
love this motherfucker right here. This goddamn Pimp and Slim. When Dylan put on the glasses and the pinky out, watch
Watch out, Bell Review. Look
Hold
out.
on, let me give you all the moment he talking about.
Get it together.
I don't know what it is.
When he put the pinky up, it's a done deal. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan.
This is
In
how
all
it
of his
starts.
splendor. In all of his splendor.
So
The coffee,
hold
the
on.
pinky.
Because and it's not drink today, but at any moment y'all already know what
It
it
could
is.
be alcohol in just a moment.
So,
because these is,
Let me go ahead and tell you how I really feel.
oh Lord.
And then I got to put the accent on the voice. So I really feel like this is a real personal issue that we have to deal with.
Uh-oh.
Because
Wait a
it could be very hearkening on our
Uh-oh,
personal
what?
views of society if we don't address things in a certain way, in a certain manner. See, we have issues. See, that's what Slim talking
That's what
about.
Slim talking about.
Yeah,
When
he talking about that
it's
down.
over for the Mel Review. See, that dialing is here always. It's the crazy one that we be worried out. We trying to look. That's the one that shut the studio down while he doing the show. I shut down the whole studio.
Oh, these motherfuckers really gonna take a damn 15-minute smoke break. Okay,
I'm gonna shut the
let me
studio
go ahead
down
and close that
in the
door
middle of the
behind
show,
them
and then talk over the rest of their show just to tell them just how bad this is. Okay, but okay.
Transitioning, let's go, man. Where we at with it?
All right, so I brought up the Superman reference.
Based on tradition,
Based
this
on
is
tradition.
we're still on
A
tradition.
tradition. Okay.
Yes.
So traditionally, we're gonna just assume that you were not, in fact, born today, and you have heard of Kal-El.
Yes,
Kal-El being
That's
the
my guy.
true name of Superman from Krypton.
yes.
A couple of months back, we had a discussion where we noticed that what they have done is they have changed some things in the Superman universe. One of them being that Superman's son. Am I correct?
Yes, his son.
Superman's son.
Because they thought it was Superman.
They thought it was Superman.
Yes.
Superman's son has now come out as, is it bisexual?
Bisexual.
He's bisexual. So he has a boyfriend in this edition. And trust me, I'm gonna say that Dylan was just a tad bit miffed. Not because of the sexuality, had nothing to do with it. It really had something completely different. And it was the fact that you were taking a known character in a comic universe,
Yes.
and you were changing that character to
Fit-
I don't know
fit a
pander,
narrative.
to pander
Fit a narrative.
to fit a narrative to pander to a community to show that you are in fact woke.
I don't even call that woke. I call it sleepy as fuck.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. And the argument, and for those who don't understand, you really think there's a tilt to this that is against the LGBTQIA community, plus
I'm not doing
plus
all that this
community,
year.
right? But that's really not where he's going with this. Where he was going with this is, why not just create a new character that has those qualities,
Right.
and allow them to go ahead and do that.
Right.
Allow them to go ahead and be that, and then it's a new character. Why change an old character? A traditional character. Now, bringing that forward, why did I go all the way back there? To come forward, what we found out recently, and this was in an article, is that when they came out with that
I
edition
got the article right here,
of
brother.
the comic book, what they discovered,
I got the article pulled up.
you got
Here
it
we
pulled
go.
up? What does it say, Dylon?
It
What
says-
does it say?
First of all, let me get all these extra cookies and stuff off the screen.
Cookies.
Cookies. We like. Apparently, comic book readers don't like woke characters either. No, that's not woke. Stop it. According to Bounding Into Comics, December sales data shows that the readers are rejecting DC Comics' new woke Superman. DC recently replaced Clark Kent with his son, Jonathan Kent, who then falls in love with a man. John is also now a climate change activist. A guy that flies.
Because that's always key in fighting bad guys.
Because that's always key in fighting bad guys. And finally, DC changed his motto from truth and justice and the American way and to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. A word American is offensive, obviously. As Trump once said, everything woke goes to shit. Just look at Superman's recent comic book sales as proof.
Now,
The much hyped first edition of Superman, Son of Kal-El, sold just 68,000 issues in July, well known previous estimates. The 17th best-selling comic book of the month, 17th. The comic recently released its third issue, sold 34,000 copies in September. 77th best comic book, 77th. So where are we going with it, Marcus?
Bounty in the Comics compared the sales to previous Superman comics. That 68,800 number for the first issue is even worse when you compare it to previous sales of that comic. So what are you saying primarily?
We ain't with it.
We
ain't with it. We ain't with it. We ain't with it.
Changing the narrative of a comic is not helping. Okay, so here's the conversation. Your problem, of course, is not with the character being bisexual.
No, because, and this is for those who are unaware, I'm a comic book head.
Okay, right.
I've been reading comic books since I was 5-6 years old. You know, as an artist, my sister Walker Stylus on the Stream would tell you, I've been drawing comic book characters. My first comic book character was Superman.
Okay, which is most everybody.
I was like 5 years old. Then I started drawing Spider-Man. Then started drawing X-Men. I started drawing my own characters and creating my own characters from there.
Okay.
So it ain't even about him being gay, because there are plenty already made gay characters
or bisexual.
Right. However you may be. My thing was, once, as you said, pandering to the narrative. And I'm really not with that. Even when we talk in the past, or some things that happened previously when they tried to turn Superman black, I wasn't with that.
Okay, gotcha.
I wasn't with it.
You were against that,
Yeah.
that whole thing, because it changes the aesthetic.
Yeah, it changes everything. Make a damn black superhero. We got one.
Right.
We got plenty of black Supermans type characters. You know what I'm saying? So why would we want to do this and switch it up? Almost pandering. Remember, they had the Black Mermaid, and then everybody that crossed. And I was then like, okay, yay, but why are we not making a new character?
What is it about making a new character? I think so. Is it? Because I think I kind of see where you're leaning with this. Is it we're going to rest on the backs of this many years of history where we made a lot of money off this person's image and likeness, and we're going to throw some wokeness on it to try to bring in that crowd to make more money?
That ain't woke.
Well, I mean, think about it. Yeah. Superman been around since what, 1929? Action Comics. I remember. I had a
that's
big
my
version.
guy.
1929 Action Comics. He been
the article Superman SMH make it make sense.
That article on Superman, yes. Because, I mean, the thing about it is, okay, you comic book nerds. Let's just go there.
That's me.
Comic book nerds. Yeah. Comic book nerds. Why are you changing? Okay, trust me, they've changed the storylines for years on stuff.
Right, they've changed the
but
names.
But they kept the character.
They kept the character. They've even at times changed the names a little bit. They've altered the characters of even the Hulk was Bruce Banner over here and David Banner over here.
Gotcha, okay.
You know, so, but the main concept of the character remained the same.
Got you. The character still turned green or red or blue,
or whatever.
On what was happening. The son,
right.
There was an explanation for why he didn't look like himself.
Right. Right. There was a storyline behind.
Why?
He's still this guy. This is another level that he has that he's just finding out, added to the storyline of who he already is.
But he's still the same person.
Right. Right. Walker Stylist. Yep. And is sitting around watching me draw and paint, so I started giving him drawing paper, pencil to draw while I was drawing. He continued to develop his own talents way back then. I mean, yeah, so that's...
Right on, man.
Yes. Right on. I got some skills, man.
Got some art skills in there.
I got some art skills, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Go to my Facebook, you know, some of my work is still there.
Okay, right on. So, do you mean that chick with the big...
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of those. There's a whole bunch of those. Once I hit puberty,
it was over. It was over. I heard that. It was over.
My mama walked in and said, "Oh shit, she found my shit." She was like, "Oh, this is nice."
It is.
It is.
Surprise, surprise. Nature boy.
Woo.
But I get where you're going with that. So why are you capitalizing off the back of a character that's already been established in order to try to pander or to try to, I guess, draw in the woke quotient? I'm a person who feels like if I'm in that community, Yeah, why would you do this?
Yeah.
And if I'm a comic book nerd, because remember, people are multifaceted.
Right, right.
So I could be bisexual, pansexual.
Right.
I could be transgender.
Right.
I could be any of those things. And I could also be a comic book purist who said, I reject this. This is bullshit.
Right.
Why does,
Right.
why does Superman have
Because
to do this?
people are traditionally accustomed to whoever that person already is.
Right. And that's who they connect to.
That's who they connect to.
Right.
Example, Magneto's son is Quicksilver. Quicksilver was a gay character.
This is
Nobody
correct.
knew that.
Nobody knew that until later. They revealed that later, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So the
But
whole
that's
thing
in-
is,
that's in the next.
so how do you feel about the sales not?
I mean, I guess the comic book nerds have spoken. Because if you're not buying it, I mean, you got to think. Let's say 68,000 copies, right?
Yeah.
68,000 copies on the first sale, which was the curiosity. Let's keep in mind people that buy
It
comic books.
was the
It was the
curiosity.
They're not gonna let you read it in the store.
And honestly, let's just be even more realistic. It ain't even the curiosity. They'll buy that because it is a money maker.
It's an original.
So let's just even put another 6,000 on top of that. Just that they will never even open that book.
Right.
They know
They
10
keep
to
it in
12
the
years.
plastic. It'll be
10 to 12 years. It's going to be worth the same amount that they had in total sales.
This is
10 to
correct.
12 years down the line.
This is correct.
So
because you're gonna be one who owned one of those copies.
right.
And that's
right.
gonna be it.
Look here, man. I have
So,
a whole. Boy.
I got you. So for the purists, it didn't work. It
Right.
didn't work. And okay, let's see here. Trey, I am a black woman who is a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I don't agree with changing established characters to create the illusion of inclusiveness. I would rather new characters be created. This ties to the whole show.
Because
It's
I'm
the
like,
same thing with the NFL.
I'm like, okay, let's
Why?
accept you. It's like to me, it's for some people who have still a curb to go for acceptance.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I was saying earlier. You give me an ultimatum, I'm almost going to kind of go against that.
Just
Almost.
because.
How many times have we said, even myself said, feel like you're forcing this upon me?
Right.
Let me get comfortable with understanding this.
Right.
Don't try to make me like this.
Got you.
I had to learn that way.
Yeah.
Couldn't just throw some shit in my face and say, well, he gay and accepted. Look, I'm going to get you story time with Diamond.
Story time with Diamond.
About 2009, 2010, I was working at the Sheraton Atlanta Hotel.
Okay. Oh, downtown?
And, yes. And
Hey, that's my
one of the
spot.
first events, I promise you, it was my first day there.
Father
Okay. My director of security then, Brian Mellinger, said, well, darling, we have an event going downstairs, and it is a transgender event. Now, this is the thing about the transgender community, darling. You're going to have to actually acknowledge them with what they identify with. So if the guy says he identifies as a woman, you have to call him man. And if the man identifies as a woman, you have to call him ma'am. However, and I said, oh, I ain't doing none of that shit, bro. The fuck you talking about? No, you have to do it. Take your chance and put me down there and let that nigga have feet bigger than mine and watch me. And I say that till this day.
He does say that.
I'm going to call that nigga
He
Bruce.
said it early today.
I'm going to call that nigga Bruce. Put me down there you want to. Now, that's because I still wasn't even comfortable with the community.
concept.
The community.
Right.
I still wasn't even, now,
There's a learning curve, y'all.
yeah, now I'm cool with the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You going when you come to wed another decade, you will see that much.
Yeah.
But there's still some things that I won't sway to, although I can agree with some things and understand some things better and differently. It's just that when you try to make me and force it upon me, just like a lot of things with a lot of us, you're probably going to say, nah, fuck that. Why are you trying to make me do something I don't want to do instead of me actually growing and learning about something naturally, authentically?
Right. There you go. That makes sense.
Okay.
I can see that.
So we got some. So what? Go ahead. What you got for us, real fast? We got some more stuff for Trey. The problem is that certain marginalized groups are not represented. Just create a new character that will allow everyone to be represented. That almost goes back to what I was saying about
That's
the
exactly
NFL
what you're
thing.
saying.
Let's
Yep.
create something that's for us, and then we not asking for please accept me or do this for me or give this to me. It's almost like we got ours, And once they see how something is, because this is America,
Yeah.
oh, we gonna
We're gonna capitalize.
we
on it.
no, we gonna mosey on over to that because that's where the cool shit is happening.
Right. Gotcha. That's it. That makes sense.
So,
That makes
Phoenix,
sense.
I agree with Trey. Create a new character. Well, what would we call the new Superman?
Well, no. No.
Fruit fly.
I'm not listening to you right
Fruit
now.
fly?
Not fruit fly.
Fruit fly.
No, fruit fly.
Yes.
Black fruit fly. You are a mess, darling. He is. But I mean, no. But just when she say create a whole new character, have another super style character. Hell, I didn't think. Have you watched? Just sidebar. Have you watched Invincible?
Yes.
Okay, Omni-Man. Come on, he got more power than Superman.
I mean,
He's from another planet too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's older. He actually got gray hair. I mean, he cool. Omni-Man. But you could have Omni them.
Uni
Uni-them.
Man.
Uni-man. All of them.
Unisex.
All of them. Not unisex, man.
Unisex.
Uni sex, man. No, that's not. No, that's on Mark After Dark. That's a different character. I'll tell y'all about that. I think we do try to force those in power to do better by oppressed peoples, though. When there's no power or limited power, how can folks rise up and create their own? That is inevitably the problem. The same thing with the league.
Yeah. And let me put it out there. One thing I have found out is, shoot, that community is cooler than damn near straight people. I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers.
It's y'all. You know who that is? That's you guys.
I'm tired of. Look.
Yeah. Right.
The straight community.
Listen.
I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers.
They got more to complain about.
They complaining about everything. I'm they, but I'm not they. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not them. I'm they, but I ain't them.
I'm they, but
but I ain't them.
Our rights are being taken from us, motherfucker. Can't nobody else have the rights?
Ladies and gentlemen,
can't nobody else have the rights?
This would be a whole other show. This would be we'll call it the Man on Fire show at that point about what folks' rights are.
Right. What you mean?
It's very difficult.
So you telling me, straight woman, that they're taking your privilege to get married and they're giving it to gay people? Well, straight people can't get married no more?
Have always
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, stop it. See, what you can't do is you can't talk to people in the military about your rights being taken away. People that were formerly in the military, you can't talk to us about it. We shake our head at you like, really?
Really?
Is that what you think?
Yeah, let me tell you about having to go die for a battle that you have
right.
nothing to do with.
A blank check.
Shit.
Sign this blank check.
You ain't even with the fight that you're about to go fight, but you signed that contract, so you really about to go over there with your gun and your BDUs and everything, and really about to go shoot up some people that you really have no problem
nothing to do with it, right?
Talk about those rights.
Correct.
So I think at the end of the day, once again, LGBT community, this is not about like not appreciating you, not from my perspective.
Right.
But it is still about a realm where you aren't totally accepted. And this is what I honestly think. Because I think this is with the same thing with the black community. You need to understand everything ain't for you.
Correct.
I said this earlier before we got on this. Since we got a problem with this, them not wanting to do anything with us.
It ain't for us.
It ain't for us. Let's make our own. Let's have some us shit that's made by us, FUBU, for us, by us.
Right.
Let's FUBU some shit, and then I guarantee you, once you make shit as cool as y'all have been known to do.
Which, yeah, we absolutely do. We absolutely do.
Then
we can have Boo-Foo. By us, fuck you.
By us, fuck you.
That is not mine. I borrowed it.
Yeah. I'm a hashtag. By us, fuck you.
By us, fuck you.
Boo-Foo.
Boo-Foo. Lord. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Let me just say, again, today we had a viewer's choice. And we call it a viewer's choice because we was viewing it. And we have those discussions in chat. And we'll have a couple of those shows throughout the year.
Yes.
Where we go down the line and just talk about what we have. Thank y'all for showing up to hang out with us today on this wonderful Saturday. Thank you for joining the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Myself, Dylan Yale, TR, and the lost but not forgotten Josh the intern. I don't mean he's gone, y'all. I just mean he lost. Like, we don't know. He took a left somewhere. We don't know where he at. Josh, if you out there, man.
Josh went to Albuquerque.
Josh went to, boy, listen, I knew you should have took that left turn to Albuquerque, boy. The League of Extraordinary
His
Gentlemen.
head's still underground.
He's still underground. We still holding you down. We still holding
Hey,
you
where
down.
Trey at? Where Trey at?
And Trey. That's right.
What's she? Macadamia nuts.
Macadamia nuts. Josh.
Intern.
Maybe. Wait a minute. Where is Josh? Hold on. Let me call Josh.
Hey, she
Josh?
She did say she got men taking her trash out.
She do have men's taking her trash out. Right, exactly. How many men's are we talking about? Next week on Snap After Dark. Because that's the best time to have Snap After Dark. You can't see the anyway.
Yeah.
She
on her black power like I got the white man taking my trash out.
I know, right? See, Trey.
We ain't seen Josh since then.
Ooh, Trey wants to get into talking white chocolate. She's already put it up there. She wants to talk about.
Whoa.
I know, that's right. Josh can come check out my look. We're not going into that. That's going to be on Markel After Dark on the Interracial Show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us.
Last thing. Please, people. Yale Radiocast, RTV. We ask of you to subscribe to all of our platforms.
Yes, please.
Yale Radiocast on YouTube. Yale Radiocast on Facebook. Go to YaleRadiocast.com.
That's it.
Just go to the website, YaleRadiocast.com. Exclusively for RTV, go to Vimeo and search RTV. And once you subscribe to that portal, you will be able to access us on Roku and Fire Stick. We're getting away from television. We're getting away from regular modern day television.
Right.
You know.
We're a whole multimedia group.
We're a whole multimedia group out here. It goes back to tradition. Traditionally, we want to watch other things. We're getting away from tradition, right?
There we go.
Hey.
See, it's what you make it. Hey.
See how we try to circle everything around?
Everything.
But
works.
listen, we really, truly appreciate everything and all the support.
Yes.
Continue to support, please. Even in the differences, man. Hit us with some conversation. Hit us with some stuff on our Facebook pages. Hit us with some stuff in our inbox. Hit us some stuff on our website. If you know of something, please communicate with us.
Yes,
we
please.
have a outstanding interview coming up. Let me circle some shit around right now.
Okay, talk to me.
Hit the V-Nick and subscribe.
Uh-oh.
February will be Yale Radiocast 10-year anniversary.
Woo! 10 years, man.
Man, and I promise you, this is a true milestone for myself. I'm gonna give Dylan Yale some props right now.
Uh-oh.
I have worked very hard to keep this boat afloat. It's been some ups. Mark, you've been there a long time, brother.
Sir.
I appreciate you on this because you could have just backed out and said, "Nah, I'm not dealing with his attitude and the stop and goes and everything."
Wait, where am I? What is going on, sir? Okay, go ahead. Yes.
See, I can't even be a
I've
different
been
guy.
there. He could be a different guy. Go ahead, sir.
I
Go
can't
ahead.
even be a
Very
different
well.
guy. I appreciate all the shows that have joined on to the platform in support and belief of Yale Entertainment.
Yes.
Through the ups and downs, because best believe behind these doors it be going down. Believe me. And it is for a bigger goal, bigger than myself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I joked about that name behind me, that name actually represents something to myself. I hashtag the gold standard for a reason. I appreciate the name that I was given, and I appreciate the opportunity that I have created for myself to help others. It has been put in my hands to help people obtain whatever they're looking for, with whatever you can get out of this, whether it's big or small, momentary, long-term, whatever. Right. 10 years of hard work, a lot of stops, fighting homelessness, fighting staffing, fighting being broke as shit, fighting just looking for support. That has been the hardest fight. All this other stuff we deal with anyways, because everybody isn't even in this platform that we're in, and they're looking for how to get their life together. But right here, the support is what we truly need. And I appreciate everybody who has been on this ride with me.
Yes.
Going into 2022, we're going to grow. We're getting bigger. We're getting better. Shout out to Pimp and Slim
Yep.
on the stream. Check out Pimp Talk Mondays, Rap Analytics, Women in the Mic, The Mirror View, Coming Back Russell Hard Radio, and every other portal that will be joining on with us. I started Yale Radiocast with the idea of supporting independent artists. I woke up one day and I'm saying, why the hell is this on the radio? Why is somebody like, popped in my head, John Connor not on the radio?
Right.
And this was like nearly 10 years ago to the day. I need to create something for people like that. And on the 5th of next month, we actually got an interview with John Connor.
All right.
John Connor has been almost the springboard for what this is. And to actually have the opportunity to talk to a guy that I envision what this is about, somebody who independently made his move, got signed to Aftermath, so he learned both sides of the game, and now he's back on the independent side with his own label, All Varsity Music. Go check that man out. Because with me, it's about the talented getting heard, getting viewed, getting support, everything getting what they deserve out of this. So I appreciate everything that has developed. Rap Analytics just did a huge interview with JT Money.
Yes, they did.
They are catching
Man,
the
listen.
biggest of interviews.
Yep.
And so, once again, support, appreciate, thank you to everyone. Moving into 2022, just check us out, man. Hey, we are here now. We're not where we want to be,
But we getting there.
but we on the goddamn radar.
Right on, y'all.
And that's all I can ask for. Shout out Slim. Salute to Yale Radiocast, RTV, big things this year. Check out Pimpin' Slim. Go check out that man music.
Yeah.
Don't let the name fool you. Because it's, a little humorous because, depending on traditionally
Yeah. Well,
what you might think a pimp is,
right.
that man got some talent right there. I appreciate him, man. So sign off with us, Marcus.
Hey, look, thank y'all for tuning in again. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful rest of your Saturday. And as always, Yale Radiocast motto is
Get the business.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yale Radio Cast.